Hi guys, I haven't seen this much weakness from a political party since the days of Boris Johnson breaking the law or sending Jacob Rees-Mogg to lie to the Queen. Donald Trump was overheard speaking to the President of El Salvador during a White House meeting, asking the Latin American leader if he would build more prisons to hold so-called homegrown US criminals. And they both had a bit of a giggle over the idea. A US Senator named Kennedy, who I don't believe is related to the famous political family, a member of the Republican Party, was asked if it's legal to send Americans to El Salvador, and have a listen to his response.
This brand new sound from President Trump, who is sitting down with Rachel Campos Duffy at 4 o'clock Eastern time on the Fox Spanish channel. And he said this on that. Listen.
Could we use it for violent criminals, our own violent criminals?
I call them homegrown criminals.
Yes.
I mean, the
homegrowns.
The ones that grew up and something went wrong and they hit people over the head with a baseball bat. We have, and push people into subways just before the train gets there, like you see happening sometimes. We are looking into it and we want to do it. I would love to do that.
Well, Senator Kennedy, you are a smart legal mind. Do you have any problem with that?
No, none. I think the president's right.
Of course he would say that, because the Republican Party is completely weak. Of course it's not legal. But then, what is legal when we're talking about the Trump administration? Donald Trump has, 34 convictions? Donald Trump should be going to El Salvador as opposed to other people. You know, if it's about sending criminals, including homegrown criminals, Donald Trump should be on a plane to El Salvador, not somebody else. But look, this is not about Donald Trump. This is not about the law. This is about the Republican Party. They're completely weak. Donald Trump has such a hold over it that they're afraid to utter any disagreement whatsoever. Now, this is going to remain the case until someone within that party grows a spine and stands up to Donald Trump. But that's, I think, only going to happen when they start to receive a bloody nose from the electorate. So at the midterms, if they haven't been cancelled, if Donald Trump hasn't manipulated the electoral system in a way that just shovels these people back into their position where the Democrats don't have a chance of winning, complete manipulation, or cancelled completely, if there are somewhat fair elections taking place at the midterms, the Democrats are likely to win. Now, this will once again because the Republicans are completely terrible and Donald Trump is doing a terrible job. But if enough Republicans feel the heat, then perhaps some of them will stand up to Donald Trump. But at the moment, they're completely useless. Now, there have been a number of clips going around the internet of people complaining to their senators, complaining to the congressmen. I've covered it before. So we're starting to see some cracks appear. But these are voters who are angry. And it seems the congressmen and senators are still too afraid to stand up to Trump because they know that if they do, they will be primaried and somebody who's more loyal to Trump will be put in their place. But the voters will have a choice at the end of the day. And maybe there are some senators or Republican congressmen or women who are on the way out, and perhaps we can hope that they will be in a position where they will stand up to Trump because they have nothing to lose. They're on their way out, they're going to lose their seat or they're resigning, so they could be the last hope. But what a sad state of affairs. You have a guy who claims to be a lawyer or has some legal background saying it's legal for the president to send American citizens to another country without due process. This is what we're talking about here. Trump talks about criminals, but it will not stop there. He's also of the idea of just sending bad people to El Salvador without due process. This is unconstitutional. This is illegal. But then once again, as I said at the beginning, the law doesn't apply to Donald Trump, it seems.